What is up, everybody? My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about our first parking lot striping job with the parking lot striping machine. We had a ton of problems on this job. I want to walk you guys through everything that happened. Firstly, if you guys are looking to get into the parking lot striping business, check out the first link in the comment section and the description. That is going to be a link to all the parking lot striping equipment that you could ever need. It's got stencils. It's got the same machine that we're going to be using in this video, as well as a bunch of other stuff, a bunch of other little assets for parking lot striping. Also, check out the inner circle. Our buddy Kyle posted this yesterday. He said he closed $27,000 worth of jobs this month and more coming in. I don't even know what to say. Blessed to be a part of this group. Hope you guys are killing it out there. All new recruits, stay consistent. So if you want to surround yourself with people that are doing bigger numbers than you are in your business, or maybe the numbers that you want to see within your business, you need to hop in the group. It's going to be the second link in the comment section description. You get a bunch of stuff whenever you join. Like I said, it is the place to be if you're looking to level up and surround yourself with the best. But back to the video. This was our first job using the striper, like I said at the beginning of it, and this was actually the second night that we were on the job. So night one, we ran into a ton of different issues. Firstly, it was the paint and getting the right consistency. So as you guys know, sometimes paint could be too thick, sometimes paint could be too thin, and you really got to dial this in because it really determines how thick that line's going to be when it dries. Also, you got to figure out the height of the bar, so that way the width of the line isn't too big as well. So we just had a lot of issues kind of dialing in everything, and that was one of the first ones. We made a big mistake also. We mixed two types of different paints together that were not supposed to be mixed together, evidently, and it ended up clogging up the machine pretty bad. We had to do a whole flush out that night. The other issue that we had was just the learning curve that comes along with using a new machine. Like I mentioned, the line height, the line width, figuring out how to stripe the line straight so like the front wheel locks in. So figuring out where you need to sit over that previously painted line, when to pull the trigger, when to let off the trigger, how to avoid the paint clogs, because the tip will get clogged in some instances, and this kind of goes into the paint consistency. When that tip gets clogged, it's going to mess up the line because paint's going to shoot all over the place. So we had a few instances where that was the case, and obviously that's something that we didn't want. So it's safe to say on night one, we spent a lot of time just trying things out, just trying to get a feel for the equipment, and then trying to figure out what we needed to do and what we needed to avoid, like mixing the paint, for instance. So all the footage you guys are going to see in this video is from night two. We wanted to just kind of avoid and maybe erase our memory of what night one was, because we wasted hours and hours and hours trying to figure out everything. But like I said, we went back to the house that night, regrouped, tested the equipment, flushed everything out, and when we came back in night two, it was a completely different story. So you guys are going to see we started with taping the lines off. That way Kale could kind of get a feel for it, and then once he was able to get a feel for how that striper needed to be positioned, when it needed to engage, when he needed to let off, then we were able to get the consistency down, and he was rolling through it after that. I mean, he was pumping out line after line after line, which I'll give credit to Kale. He learned this way quicker than I anticipated. I'm glad that I wasn't the one behind the wheel, because I don't think I could have done as good of a job as he did with these lines. But now that he's got it down pat, jobs are able to be done so much faster. So we also did another job in this night, and so once we kind of had it down, it was like the second job went so much faster than that first one. You guys aren't going to see the second job in this video. I'm going to save that for another video. But we also purchased a handicap sign. This was another issue that we had on this first job. It was smaller than the handicap logo at the store that we were striping. So at some point in the video, you guys are probably going to see us hand tape this. Buddy killed the hand taping on this. Like, I couldn't even believe how diligent he was with getting every single line perfect. You guys will see that here in the video. It came out absolutely perfect. So the consensus on parking lot striping for us, after we've done a few jobs, after we've had, you know, the striper for a little while, is it does have a little bit of a learning curve to it. I mean, pretty much like anything new that you try, obviously there's going to be a learning curve, but once you get the hang of it, we were able to absolutely fly. Kale was doing lines without us even taping anything, and it just went a lot faster, right? Like, we had the paint dialed in, the consistency dialed in, we had the right colors, we had everything was going good. So we actually did another job after this one. Like I mentioned, that video is going to be dropping separately. We've actually done 3 jobs so far. So I had a call from a commercial property off of a Facebook ad that I was running, and they wanted to get a wash done on the property, and it's just so nice now that we can actually upsell the parking lot striping. Every single commercial job now can potentially be upsold like at least another $500, and $500 is usually like a smaller size parking lot. So we're able to double up on our average ticket price. We're able to get more work for the same amount of jobs, and it's just a beautiful thing. So like I said, if you guys are considering getting in the parking lot striping game, it does take a little bit of learning curve. It does take a little bit of trial and error, but it's definitely something something that you can do. There's also something peaceful about working at night. That's another cool thing that I like about parking lot striping. Nobody bothers you. There's not a bunch of cars driving around, and we're able to make money. We're able to kind of take our time a little bit, and it's just very peaceful. It's kind of nice working at night. So like I said, we're extremely excited about adding this in. The learning curve was tough. We made a bunch of mistakes on night one. Hopefully you guys can watch this video if you want to add this to your service and kind of maybe get it dialed in a little bit better than we did, but you don't really know until you play with it. Like, it looks easy just kind of watching them go back and forth with the striping machine, just kind of lay down the lines, but it's a whole other thing whenever you're painting a parking lot and you can't get paint in any place where it can't go. Another thing is the manager of the store actually came out at one point in the night. I guess he had seen how bad night one went, and he was kind of watching over us, making sure that we were doing a good job, like watching lines that Kale was doing. So I think he got a little bit nervous, but he didn't show it. He was very consistent, and he knocked the lines out. At this point, we weren't painting them anymore either. So it was great, like trial by fire, you know, because the manager's out there. He's like hovering over Kale's shoulder, and he delivered. He did a great job. So super excited about adding this service into our business. Like I said, had some issues. Everything turned out great. The word of the day on this one's going to be paint. If you made it this far in the video, comment down below paint, and I'll hashtag you a real one. If you guys have any questions about the parking lot striping business or our experience so far with it, leave those down below. Like I said, I'll have another video coming out hopefully this week or next week on the second and third job that we did. That way you guys can take a look at it. I kind of wanted to separate it because this one was more about all the issues that we had. The other one's going to be just a little bit different. It's another perspective, and I'll share that with you guys then. But if you made it this far in the video, like I said, comment the word of the day. I'll hashtag you a real one. My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. Leave us a like if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.